Saints select Tyler Shuck, quarterback, Louisville.
You saw it right here on WHAS11. University of Louisville quarterback Tyler Shuck was taken in the second round of the NFL draft tonight as the 40th pick. He was the third quarterback off the board in this year's draft. And Card, Ashton Gelati also taken tonight. Kent Spencer will join us in just a few minutes with reaction. Well, the Kentucky Derby Festival is in full swing with just 1 week until the Run for the Roses, so all eyes are on the all-important forecast. So meteorologist Evan Stewart joins us a little early now. And Evan, I know we've got a little bit of rain coming in the morning, right?
That's right. We still have a few lingering showers here across the area. Things will improve as we head towards the morning, setting up for a nice weekend. Little crystal ball look into next weekend for the Derby, looking nice. It's between now and then, and we're looking at some more rain and moving in. But we've certainly had the rain across the area as we went through the day today. You can see all of these showers and thunderstorms rotating through Kentuckiana. Still tracking some pockets of some heavier rain through the area right now with some of these isolated heavier downpours. Right now in Grayson County here, just south of the Parkway, just little showers drifting towards the south and east. We head towards the north, some heavier rain right now. We're looking into Du Bois County over towards Orange County, around Paoli, Jasper, seeing that heavy rain. That is continuing to work its way here towards the south and east. Might hold together long enough to reach the metro area, and then a couple of leftover showers out here towards Henry County. This is all with a cold front that is going to slide through later tonight, and eventually skies will clear out and we'll look for some sunshine into the day tomorrow. But right now that front still off towards the north. As it moves through later tonight, we could see a little bit of patchy fog developing right after the front moves through. Today we got up to 75 after a morning low of 74, and officially out at the airport picked up about a ½ inch of rainfall. The good news again, things will dry out into tomorrow, starting out in the mid-50s. Temperatures climbing up into the upper 60s with partly sunny skies, looking even nicer into the day on Sunday. We'll have that in, of course, the full 7-day forecast in about 15 minutes.
All right, Evan, thank you. Looking forward to it. The community is still grieving the death of a Farnsley middle schooler. The 12-year-old boy committed suicide after his family says he was bullied by classmates. The night team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester show us how their loss has transformed into a movement for change.
He didn't care what you thought of him. He didn't care. His personality was real.
A message about kindness to be lifted into the world.
Got to, in a world so cold.
Sending love as people grieve the loss of Audra Upshaw's 12-year-old son.
It feels like you're drowning or suffocating. Just the pain of it.
Silus Pulock committed suicide over a week ago. His mom says he was being bullied by his classmates at Farnsley Middle School.
You were the one that was responsible for him. He was in your care 8 hours a day. And nothing, not a sympathy card, nothing.
She says she reported to the school that her son was getting bullied to the point of getting into fights, leaving school with bruises and broken glasses.
And the lack of anything being done with it. Yeah, it's really frustrating because you could have at least reached out and acknowledged, but that didn't happen.
Dressed in his favorite green, Silas's friends and loved ones gather at Sun Valley Park to stand up against bullying, all organized by his best friend, Danny Bridwell.
Because he would normally bring like a smile to everybody's face no matter what. Then it really shocked me when I found out he died, because that doesn't seem like him to do that.
While Danny isn't bullied, he sees the problem every day at his school.
Because when the fight starts, it takes a minute or two for a teacher to get over there and start breaking it up. So I feel like more teachers in certain spots would be more helpful.
Lighting candles in the field where Silus used to play soccer. Everyone wants to keep his light shining by bringing awareness to bullying.
Bullying's not okay. And I'm here to tell you guys, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight for policy changes. We're gonna fight my baby's honor.
The flames set, the lanterns fly away. A mission to prevent kids like Silus from seeing the same fate. In Valley Station, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
And we reached out to JCPS about bullying policies and intervention. A spokesperson told us they have a bullying tip line for reports to be made. And since July 1st of 2024, only 5 tips of bullying have been reported from Farnsley Middle School. Upshaw told us that she didn't know anything about the bullying tip line. Well, a semi and a car were involved in a crash along I-65 North earlier tonight. The incident happened around 7:30 near the University Boulevard exit. Police say one of the drivers was transported to the hospital where their condition is unknown. The crash caused the interstate to shut down for several hours. Louisville Metro Police are investigating a shooting in southeast Jefferson County. It happened on Bristol Bluff Circle. That's an apartment complex near Billtown Road. Just before 3 o'clock, officers say they found 2 men shot. One man died at the hospital. The other is expected to survive. JCPS confirmed security was increased for a short time at nearby Farmer Elementary after they learned about the shooting. LMPD says they have everyone involved accounted for. Well, we're learning new information tonight about a stabbing that happened in Madison, Indiana. According to court documents, police arrived to the presidential apartments around 2:30 this afternoon. Madison police say Tori Dennison walked down the stairs covered in blood and holding a knife. When officers entered the apartment, they found Dennison's girlfriend, Casey Hilt, dead on the bed. Officers found 3 other people hiding in a room in the apartment. Dennison is charged with murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. Well, thieves targeting copper wire in the heart of downtown. Police say now they're to blame for the huge gas leak that happened at the Kentucky Life building on 5th Street that disrupted businesses this week. Caught on surveillance camera, Codes and Regulations shared this video of someone tossing metal out of a window onto the top of a parking garage where it was then placed into the truck of a car. Later, it's revealed that 3 people were involved in this crime as they hop into the car, then take off with the material.
Yes, we have a homelessness situation. These guys are professionals that are trying to take away these resources. And as the major said, they caused a major gas leak. The sprinkler system's not working in it. So you get a fire there, it's going to be catastrophic.
Over 40 Louisville Metro police officers with gas masks and rubber slippers entered into the building this week. Body cam video shows the mess on the inside. LMPD said they arrested 2 people caught in the act yesterday and anticipate arresting a 3rd person very soon. New tonight, President Donald Trump has approved a major disaster declaration for Kentucky in response to the devastating April floods, which killed 7 people. Representative James Comer made the announcement today, thanking President Trump for his support. The declaration officially unlocks funding through the Individual Assistance Program. That allows people to receive reimbursement for essential expenses and serious needs not covered by insurance or other forms of aid. Also new tonight, the University of Kentucky is set to spin off their athletics department into a new business entity. The Board of Trustees approved the move in a vote today. That new entity will be called Champions Blue LLC and will operate under a university-affiliated nonprofit. However, officials say they are preparing to run the LLC as a business unit with new tools for partnership investment and innovation. It's a shift from traditional thinking where universities like University of Louisville operate their athletics department as a separate nonprofit. The university hopes the creation of this LLC will help prepare the department for the incoming era of pay for play and athlete revenue sharing. Also new at 11, we're learning University of Kentucky students who had their student visas revoked have now had them reinstated. The U.S. government is reversing the termination of legal status for international students around the country after many filed court challenges against the Trump administration's crackdown. UK's president said in a letter to students, the university immediately informed impacted students of the restoration, and they continue to monitor the situation. We also reached out to U of L, who told us that none of their current students have had their visas revoked. However, 3 of their grads that did have also had their visas restored. We're learning JCPS has chosen not to sign a letter to end DEI programs from the U.S. Department of Education, which has some principals worried it could jeopardize federal funding. The letter called college DEI policies are illegal and that having them in schools jeopardizes federal funding and legal action from the Department of Justice. Instead of signing the letter, this week, Superintendent Marty Pollio submitted the declaration he made back in August, assuring the Department of Education that the district is following federal law.
What could be taken away or what could be expanded? It provides, I think, a level of worry to teachers and staff as well as administrators because we just don't know what could happen in the impact.
School board member Linda Duncan also confirmed to WHAS11 that JCPS will have a $100 million cut locally as COVID funds run out. She said the COVID money was a great benefit for the school system and they added many great things. However, now they must determine what to cut with money running out. With uncertainty surrounding federal funding, Mayor Craig Greenberg is now changing his tune on a deal that would end Churchill payments to JCPS. Churchill Downs currently does not pay property taxes on its land. Instead, the tract pays a lump sum to JCPS. Mayor Greenberg earlier this week had thrown his support behind a plan that would end those payments to JCPS and instead give the money to the city. However, now in a statement that's new, the mayor is reversing course, saying in part, due to potential federal funding cuts to JCPS and other issues, I am committed to working with Metro Council, JCPS, and Churchill Downs on an improved ordinance that is beneficial for everyone involved. Thousands of people have poured into St. Peter's Basilica to say goodbye to Pope Francis, but now officials are gearing up for his funeral tomorrow. ABC's Patrick Ravel is inside the Vatican with the latest.
Over the past 3 days, more than 250,000 people from all over the world have flocked to St. Peter's Square, according to the Vatican, wanting to get a final glimpse of Pope Francis. And now, in just a few hours, his funeral.
Pope Francis really he really had a heart of mercy, and he personally touched me in my religious life. So to see him, to be able to say goodbye to him means a lot to me personally as a religious sister.
President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania arriving in Rome to pay their respects. More than 160 delegations, including dozens of world leaders and monarchs, planning to attend. As he departed Washington, President Trump telling reporters,
"Good man. He loved the world, actually, and he was just a good man. I met him twice. I thought he was a fantastic kind of a guy."
The Pope's coffin sealed in a ceremony led by Cardinal Kevin Farrell, a former Dallas bishop. You can see Francis's face covered by a white shawl. Officials stepping up security measures in preparation for the procession that will travel through the streets of Rome for more than 3 miles.
I didn't think I'd cry, but when I saw him, I did. I started to cry. It's very emotional.
Francis is the first pope in more than a century to be buried outside the Vatican, choosing to be laid to rest in the Basilica of St. Mary Major, near an icon of the Madonna that he revered.
Yes, the tomb should be simple and with essential things, and that respects his life. Humble, simple, and essential.
The funeral could also become an opportunity for diplomacy. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is also attending, and there's a chance that President Trump could meet with him as he's pushing his proposal to end the war in Ukraine. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Vatican City.